There is a really beautiful Ayurvedic proverb which says, when diet is wrong, medicine is of no use. When diet is correct, medicine is of no need. I really love this proverb because a lot of the times we are suffering with chronic disease. And one of the things that you can avoid chronic disease is really understanding the different seasons and how seasons, if they are done correctly and we have a process of cleansing out of the season before we go into the next season, then we will avoid serious chronic disease. If we don't do that, then what actually happens is those elements get more settled in our cells and goes deeper, and it becomes like a sediment where it just keeps going stronger. And year after year after year, if you haven't cleansed out that particular season, the compromise to your body is going to be imbalanced. So Ayurveda has this very beautiful process called Rikta Shanti, which is what is happening in between the seasons. And our nature gives us the antidote to do it. So for example, in Ayurveda, there are what we call 3 different types of seasons. In our actual seasons in nature, you have winter, spring, summer, autumn, or fall, depending on where you are and living in the world. Now, in Ayurveda, it's split into 3. And why is it split into 3? Because it's split into the different elements that are in that season. So you have the Vata season, which is late autumn to early winter. You have the Kapha season, which is winter to spring. And you have the Pitta season, which is late spring to early winter. So between those actual seasons, there is a gap. And inside that gap is the time to do a detoxification process. And like your body has like this 14-day window to be able to do that. Now, it's not always like, written like you have to do it specifically in this particular time. But what you want to do is make sure that you are doing some sort of attempt to at least detoxify once per year and cleaning those seasons, or doing a little process where it helps you to do that. Now, why is that so important? Because the different elements start to build up. So let's say winter, nature gives you a lot of things like nuts and seeds and proteins and fats and heavier foods. Now, in winter, that's important so you can have that nourishment and that nurturing, and you can sort of build that energy for storage, so that therefore you can use that in the winter when you can't get different things. Now, we're talking about back in the day when, you have the hunter and gatherers. Now we have so much food available. This is also causing like challenges for chronic disease because there's just a little bit too much available all the time. And then therefore, you're not eating towards the farmers markets or anything like that. You're eating because people import different things. So you might be having watermelon in winter, and watermelon is a summer fruit. So then therefore you will start to get the elements of coolness to your body. And then so you can have cough and cold and asthma. And this is how the disease process starts to form, because when you have like increases like, so in Ayurveda, you have to have the antidote, which is the opposite. So come winter, then you have the antidote, which is spring, which is more like leafy greens, more ability for you to digest all of that heaviness as well. And the spring is coming where it brings warmth, and that warmth starts to melt like that heaviness in the body. And then you start to digest that and you start to feel a bit lighter. It's like you've gone into some sort of little sauna, right? The ice is melting and everything is moving. So that's why you can get that spring sort of flu process as well. So have a good read of the article where it talks about those different elements. But if you don't detoxify the season, let's say from winter to spring, spring to summer, summer to autumn, etc. There are little gaps where it's a really good time to do that. Our food does it naturally. So number one, eating from nature is one way to detoxify, having medicated water in between those different seasons. So you're able to digest the heaviness of those different natures. And also doing a detox. So our detoxification program is something that we do 4 times a year. And we do that on purpose because we do it at around the change of those types of seasons as well. So if you haven't done a detox, your body is suffering from like some sort of disease or some sort of ailment or some sort of inflammation. It could be as simple that you may not have done the wrong thing or anything like that. It's just a combination of how many seasons, if you count it up, how many seasons are in your body that maybe you haven't detoxified the nature of imbalance that's there. So just some food for thought, just allow you to understand there are many processes of disease process, but a lot of people don't know this one. All righty, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.